Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Busted Grill Garage. Dad and I are out in the shop tonight, and we're fixing to get started on Dad's S10. So I know I've been posting this thing on Facebook for a long time, but finally time to start working on it. This is my dad's 85 S10. We bought it last summer off of my dad's uncle, who unfortunately passed away. But the plan, I have the front clip off of it for a reason. It's sitting right over here. But the plan, we're going small block with it. Just first gen SBC, nothing special, but ought to be a pretty fun truck still. Now, this thing is really, really solid. Don't worry about that. Not any rot to it, which is a good thing, until you get to the interior. And I think this side is solid, but that side, unfortunately, is not. So, we've got our list made of things we need to get done to begin with. This is the first I think this is the first we've touched this, isn't it, Dad?
Yeah, we ain't done much to it.
But we've got our list here, mainly just cleaning up the engine bay. I'm gonna hop inside, try not to fall through the floorboard, but I'm gonna pull the heater box out of it. We've got the heater box pulled off the firewall, but we've got to get the heater core and the ducts and everything out of the dash. So I'm gonna hop inside and do that. I think Dad is gonna work on trying to get some brake lines loose because our master cylinder is a little bit worse for wear. So I'm gonna set you up either with him or with me, and then we'll see what we can get done tonight. See how many things we can get crossed off this list.
Maybe we need to go up and down instead of side to side.
It's stuck on these threads right here. For some lubie.
You know, just put a whole can on there. Stuff ain't cheap.
See, it's broke loose over here. It's over here. It's being temperamental.
I think we're damaging the boosters too. Well, I see we're out over here. It just needs to.
Yep.
Why did you crack? It's like welding. Well,
Put that nut back on. I'm going to tap the nut just a couple times. Oh.
I'm saying we could heat it up to the torches the same as out.
Yeah. Do what?
Bring that one out of my gas truck and then just tell Jason it's empty. I need a new bottle.
That's on camera.
You can delete that out. Oh, I tried.
Nope.
It's a good thought anyway. Maybe what it's gonna take though. Dude, welded on there. Oh.
It just went. Maybe I'm delusional. Nope, it did go, I think. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Yes! Did we goof anything?
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. Oh my gosh. Definitely need to soak that down.
You got a wire brush?
Somewhere.
So this master cylinder turned out to be a lot more of a struggle than what it ought to be. Should just be a couple bolts, undo the lines, pull it off of there. No, it was a hammer, and a pry bar, and then a hammer again, and then heat, and then a pry bar, and then a hammer again, and then brute force and ignorance, more or less, what got it off there. But we've got a new one to go back on. We're trying to decide if we're going to tape everything off and paint this booster before we put a master back on it. But we've got plenty of other stuff on the list. We can kind of just leave that for now. It's not like the brake system was holding pressure anyway. So let's see here. Got brake hoses. We got brake hoses, motor mounts, which out of a good Sawzall blade. Need to pick up a couple Sawzall blades. Speedometer cable where it's poking through the firewall. Get it out of there for now because we're trying to clean the firewall up. I still need to jump in there and pull the heater box out of it, which that might be a chore, but we need to get out of there before we can put the heater delete panel on it. And then these fuel lines actually run down inside the frame and inside the frame rail all the way towards the back. So that might be an involved process as well. But master cylinder's off. We've been fighting that for, I guess it's been 2 days now. But we're gonna keep chugging away at this list and see what we can get done tonight. I ended up having to take this brake hose off completely bass-ackwards because hard line, I got the nut broke loose from the end of the hose, but problem is nut is seized to the hard line. So I ended up undoing the hose at the caliper and then unscrewing the hose off the end of the hard line. So I guess I'm going to jump over there and do the same thing to the other side. Hopefully it works as well as that did. But then we're going to try to save ourselves a little bit, just for the sake of getting brakes on it for the time being, and try to bring that back around to where it'll free up and we can reuse it and not have too many issues. Doubtful, but possible, I reckon. Ow.
Oh,
Butthole.
what's what you're doing?
See what I did though?
Oh, look, oh, jeez. Lord, I can't have nothing.
Don't get it on the paint.
Yeah.
Hate to hurt the paint.
There's a mess everywhere.
This is a family show. Sawzall blade 0. Hardened steel motor mount bolt 1.
That's the last one? Oh, you got one more.
One more. It's going to drop just as soon as I pull this out, though. Okay, both hands.
Both hands, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the same gearbox that I was looking at last night.
Is that manual?
That manual. It's 83, I think it came off.
There you go.
God, here, put them both back in that. So it was,
You got it?
where's the other one?
On the seat over here.
Yeah, the good thing about it is with this carbon fiber stuff, the whole front end's that way. Yeah, I mean the doors are metal, and I think the back fenders are metal. Yeah. You know, we said that earlier.
You pick up that nut that drops just now. That nut might actually do that too. Good Lord.
While we got the hood open, I'm gonna have Becky come over and see the piece that I need.
Oh, there it goes. There it went. Everyone, I just kind of wanted to take a second to apologize for all the little snippets and the changes of clothes and the different every second seeming like it's a different world in here. So this has been over the series of the last several weeks actually of getting anything done to this. It's just kind of been of an evening or of an afternoon if we have the day off or something. So kind of compiling a lot into one, but I think the next order of business, the other night, and I don't think I got any footage of it, there's no dash. The dash is right here. So we tore the heater box out and tore the ductwork and stuff out, but there is some AC and heat duct still attached to the dash that I need to get out of there. There's a little bit of wiring that needs cleaned up in the dash or behind the dash, or it's exposed right now, so I don't know what you'd call it. But there's a little bit that needs cleaned up there, stuff we're not going to use that we can get out of there. So I'm going to jump in. The first thing I'm going to do is get this dash set up on the tailgate and get the ducts unbolted, kind of get them tossed to the wayside wherever the heck they're going to go. And then I'm going to jump in here and try to clean some wiring up, and then hopefully here in just a little bit I can set this dash back in here and we can kind of move forward with everything else. So I've got the dash up here on the tailgate, and basically the gist of what I'm doing here, this piece here needs to be removed, along with all of the plastic ducts and everything else. Now, pretty much the entire backside of this is going to be gutted. Obviously, headlight switch, we're going to leave that because we're going to try to retain that portion of the wiring harness. We're going to try to use factory headlight switch and stuff. There is a switch for the, well, heck, maybe all I'm thinking of is this headlight switch here. So AC ducts, need to get it out of the way, all that mess. For the sake of not having holes in the side of the dash on each side, I think I'm going to leave these here. But I kind of wish we'd have got some of taking the dash out on video. I promise you to learn a few new words, but it was a mess coming out, and I think with everything being out of the way and a lot of the wiring being out of the way, it'll kind of just back in. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So I'm going to get you guys set up, and we're going to get this ducts tore out of the dash right quick. Now this dash is not in very good shape at all. We're split in several places along the top here. The speaker, or the speaker covers, I should say, they've got this bracket here that kind of spring clips into the firewall, hold everything in place, and those are busted out on this side over here. But I think for the time being and for the budget we're working with right now, be just fine. Loose. Where's a sliding back glass when you need one? Yeah. So I think the general idea here is to, anything that will come out easily, like this, that's loose on both ends and it's just hung up by a zip tie in the middle. I'll pull that all the way out, because where we're going, we don't need 90% of this, let's just be honest here. And anything that we're not using right now, but maybe in the future we will, I'm going to, I think, cut it, and I'm going to leave enough wire on it to be able to install like a weather pack connector on each end of it. That way I can just plug it back in if the time comes for it. Or we might just butt splice them back in, hardwire it back in. Either way would work, but the goal right now is to clean this up as much as I can. I'm going to go ahead and rip this speedometer cable out from the firewall, but hopefully here before too long. This should be just very, very organized chaos to where we can slip the dash back in here. There's not going to be a whole lot keeping anything from just kind of falling right back into place, so I think that's the goal. Clean wiring up, pull the speedometer cable, bolt the dash back in. So I've got some updates. Check this out. So I've got this harness about as stripped as what I think we can get it. Got the heater controls and everything that runs to that side. Of course, it'd be a radio harness and everything else. That's all been stripped. We've got our instrument cluster left. That's for heater controls there. Dash light bulb. This is our relay box. We'll have our flasher in it. Headlight switch. Then of course everything running up to the bottom side of the column to the ignition. Vehicle speed sensor kind of took care of that. I left the emergency brake lever light wire there. We've got a ground that grounds right here when we install the dash again. Oh, I'm sorry. When we get the dash put back in, that'll ground right there. But I think we're ready to toss this dash back in here. Hopefully it's not too big of a deal. Whoa! No. Huh. Almost. Dash is back in and solid. I'm not going to worry about putting all the trim panels and everything laying here back just yet. We're going to try to kind of get everything else under here done before we do that. But next step, delete panel for the firewall. And since that turned into way more of a to-do than what I ever expected it would have, I finally got remove heater box crossed off. Because apparently remove heater box means remove dash, cut half the wiring out of it, remove the heater box, and then put the dash back. But we're past it now, got the dash back in. I'm about out of time to work today, so we'll have to catch up another day on this list. But we've still got to remove the fuel tank. I'm gonna pull the carrier bearing and the cross member that goes, that holds the carrier bearing in place, I should say. Of course, to get that heater delete panel installed, I need to remove the fuel lines. I need to remove the fuel tank. I think I've already said that. Transmission cross member. One thing, on a transmission cross member, this thing is going to be a small block with a turbo 350 behind it. What are you guys doing on your V8 S10s for a transmission cross member? I've heard Transdapt is the way to go. I've also heard the best way to go is to drill new holes in the frame and reuse the stock cross member. So if that's possible, if that is a possibility, I think that's the way we probably want to go, just to kind of save a little bit. But let me know. Let me know in the comments here. Anyways, I'm running out of time for the day. I'll catch you guys tomorrow or the next time we get to work on this pickup. And until then, I'll catch you guys next time.